They are off tonight,
They're off
actually.
today, yeah.
They're licking their wounds before they start up the weekend in Kansas City against the Royals. I think
just needed a break, you know. I need a little break.
Well, you need to, the esprit de corps, I'm sure, has been affected to some degree. They got swept by the Detroit Tigers, which are not in as bad of a shape as they were earlier in the season. They were like in the basement, and they've clawed up a little bit. But again, the Tigers are another one of those teams. I was on in Detroit for many years, and so I would do my show live from Tigers opening day and things like that. It was always a lot of fun, but it was a real coin toss as to, it's true of any ball club, you know, some more than others. I think people get that vibe in Cleveland. It's a real coin toss as to whether or not the team's going to be good or not. In some years, the Tigers are unbelievable. In other years, when I was on there, they were pretty good. Last couple of seasons, though, not so much. Anyway, I digress. Guardians tomorrow night, Kansas City against the Royals. That's George Brett. And the Kansas City Royals, I'm sorry?
It's not. George Brett. He's been retired 30 years.
30 years?
I think about 30 years,
That can't be right. That can't be right.
Could be longer.
Oh. All right. Who do the Royals have now? Who's their starting five? Who do the Royals have now?
Baseball players.
The starting five for the Kansas City Royals.
I don't
They
know.
have one outfielder.
They got Merrifield. I think they got a guy named Nat.
Don't they have the dude that used to be here? Greinke? Wouldn't we have a guy named Greinke?
Greinke? No, we never had
Greinke?
No.
Oh, I thought we did. Zach Greinke? I thought he was with when they were the Indians. I thought
No, he was
here.
never here.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking of? Don't we have a Greinke? Or a Zach?
We had a
We
Grady
had a Zach,
Sizemore.
yeah.
No, not Grady. That guy was gone before I came to Cleveland. Zach Plesac is the guy
Yeah, I think.
that I'm thinking of, right? But I thought we had. Anyway, I've over-explained the whole thing. And, of course, Zach Plesac, the pride of Crown Point, Indiana. If you've ever been to Crown Point, he's one of their favorite sons. Crown Point, by the way, not too far.
Don't you say it.
From a town called Wakarusa, Indiana, which is not only
annoyed.
the hometown of one Gale Sayers, the late, great, but also a cow who...
George Brett retired in 1993.
Did you say he was retarded in 1993? Because I don't think
said
we can say that anymore.
retired.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that is absolutely not the proper nomenclature in 2022, Bill, and I would have chastised you off the air.
You wouldn't need to do that. You can do it right here on the air.
Guardians tomorrow night, 8:10 to start your weekend here on WMMS. James Caan died. We got the information. You don't even know who he is.
There's a dad and elf. Suck
This
it.
is how everybody of a certain age
Mary
knows
walks in,
James
she goes,
Caan.
how'd that James Caan guy die?
I was like, Caan.
James
whatever.
Caan,
Was he old?
what? Yeah. Well, he was 82 years old. That's right. And again, a lot of people know him. He spans generations. He was an actor for many, many decades. Some of my favorite movies are James Caan movies. And if you go over his CV, boy, there's a lot of movies you forget. And as a Chicago Bears fan, of course, he was Brian Piccolo in the classic movie Brian's Song. Speaking of Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
Billy D.
I've
Williams.
seen that.
That's a great movie.
It's a movie that they always have on
We had
lists
to
of.
watch that in high school.
Anytime somebody makes a list of movies that make dudes cry, Brian's Song is always on there.
And it's a movie that had a lot of life considering it was a TV movie. It was never in theaters. It was made for TV.
That's right.
And then it still got played a bunch and had like a whole new life when VHS came out because it is like the movie that makes dudes cry. Like there's multiple sitcoms that would use that reference.
Why does James Caan look 50 years old playing this? Like
What do you
this
mean?
High school student. He doesn't. These guys don't look like they're 18.
They're not 18.
In Brian's Song?
Aren't they supposed to be in high school?
No.
They were
They're
College?
the
professional
Chicago
football
Bears.
players.
Why did I think
Brian
it was
Piccolo
high school?
Brian Piccolo. Well, you're thinking of he was the coach in the
'Cause
movie
you
The
watched it in high
Program.
school.
Remember The Program?
Yeah.
Maybe because I watched it in high school. I was like, oh, these guys are in high school. Anyway, go ahead.
Was it The Program or Varsity Blues where he's like, I don't want
Varsity
your
Blues.
life? Okay.
That's Varsity Blues.
The Program is the one where they made him lay down in the middle of the street, and then all those dumb kids started doing it in real life and
Yeah,
getting
and
killed by
getting
cars.
killed, yeah.
That's the best part. When pre-social media, when trying to replicate something ends in your death. That's great. Stupid death is the best kind. But James Caan, his family said that he died last night. He was 82 years old. I don't know if he was sick. They didn't mention a cause of death. I think he might easily be best known from The Godfather for a lot of people.
Elf.
Elf for you, but he was Sonny Corleone in The Godfather.
Misery was a huge one.
Misery, that's right.
Yeah, the
I watched The
program.
Godfather 150 times. Let me tell you something. Sonny would have lived if they had Easy Pass.
That's right. Sonny would have lived if they had Easy Pass. He was in one of my favorite. I mean, I was born in 1971, but I have gone back over the years. I'm a big fan of 70s film. Some people consider it the greatest decade for film in the last 100. But I was too young for a lot of these movies, but I would go back and see them. There are all these great, because post-Watergate, there was all these like paranoia movies and things like that. There were great cop films. Criminally underrated buddy cop movie of the 70s was called Freebie and the Bean. And it was James Caan and Alan Arkin. And it was so fun. And that's another movie I forgot about.
Never seen that one.
He was in a movie called Thief, which was Michael Mann's first movie. I just coincidentally rewatched Thief a while ago. It's like 1979, 1980, around there. Great movie. He's a cat burglar who gets embroiled in something larger than himself.
Just a crazy long career, too.
Yes.
Just to be, I mean...
Alien Nation. Remember Alien
Yes,
Nation? Him and Louis
decades?
Gossett Jr.? Yeah. No, I'm thinking of Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid. Alien Nation was
the
Mandy
one-
Patinkin. They're cops.
Yeah.
Aliens are like Among Us, and one of them's a cop in L.A., and James Caan is the human who doesn't trust him. It was Mandy Patinkin under a whole bunch of makeup. Misery Honeymoon in Vegas. He was the old rich guy, right? Nicolas Cage steals Sarah Jessica Parker away from... is that how it worked? Steals him away from James Caan, or he's a mob boss or something?
Yeah. I can't remember how that one goes. I actually just talked about that one on my podcast.
What's that show called?
The Bill Squire Show. Available now on the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, I was premature there. He was the president in Get Smart, the movie. Remember the
God.
Get Smart movie? Steve Carell and The Rock, before The Rock was like a big thing.
Tina Fey was in that too, right? No,
Anne Hathaway was the female
What's the
lead.
Tina Fey Michael Scott movie?
Oh, like Date Night or something?
Date Night.
Yeah. Michael Scott movie.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
Get Smart, I think, is an underrated movie. It's not perfect, but people really crapped on Get Smart. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
If you watch it again.
It's like a spy or something.
James Caan was, yes,
Yeah,
it was a
that's
TV show from the 60s. I think. He was a voice in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, so some kids, of course, might remember his voice.
He was in the star-studded 1990 classic Dick Tracy,
Right.
which
With
really
Pacino
was
and-
incredibly star-studded. Like
Madonna, that was a big deal that she was in it, because she was dating Warren Beatty. I
it
think.
has everybody
Yeah.
in it. You got Warren Beatty. You got what's his face?
James Caan.
James Caan.
Was De Niro in it?
No, not De Niro, but why can't I remember? You just said his name.
Warren Beatty.
No. The guy,
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. You had
It was a terrible movie, and these guys are
James Caan. He's a big actor.
They took amazing actors and put them under tons of
Yeah.
makeup.
Who else? I feel like there's. Oh, Mandy Patinkin was in it too.
Yep.
Paul Sorvino. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman
was Mumbles in that
Yeah.
movie. Dick Van Dyke was in it. Kathy
Yeah.
Bates was in it.
That's a crazy amount of pretty A-list type actors to
Yeah.
have in a movie that is so silly.
You know who else was in Dick Tracy? A kid named Charlie Korsmo,
Yeah.
who was a child actor, and he gave up acting. And he still, as a grown man, kind of has that weird kid face. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if he still is, but he used to be a law professor over at Case.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still there, but he was the kid in Dick Tracy. He was in a couple of big
He was
movies
in that.
as a
He
kid.
was in Hook.
He's in What About Bob?
What about Bob? Yeah.
Yep. Right?
Oh, yeah. That's one of the best scenes is when they're swearing at each other.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Great movie.
So, R.I.P. James Caan. Of course, he very famously showed up unannounced in Bart Simpson's Treehouse when he and Milhouse got into the Play Dude magazines. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it wouldn't be a Play Dude party without James Caan.
Hey, Bart, me and Mrs. Krabappel, we're gonna go play some backgammon, if you know what I mean.
I don't, but I hope you win.
Oh, he's gonna win.
Some guys like a challenge, not me.
They must have been too scared to have James Caan redo his lines because it's Miss Krabappel.
Yeah.
And he calls her Mrs. Krabappel. But if you get James Caan to do a line, you're not going to go, hey, man,
No.
you got to redo.
She was always referred to as Mrs. Krabappel.
I thought it was Miss Krabappel.
Because
Ms.
she was divorced, but she kept Mrs. And
Oh, okay.
Miss Hoover was Lisa's teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rollerball. Remember the original
Yeah.
Rollerball? They remade it with Chris Klein some years ago.
Did
but
they still have him in the remake?
I think so. He showed up as a cameo or something.
I think I need a lesson on the miss, and miss. Because I know there's teachers that have MISS.
Don't even worry about it with all the stuff that's going on with...
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
just focus on the
them,
pronouns,
they,
all right?
hey.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I think in the 70s, Ms., there was a magazine called Ms., and I think that was supposed to be, going from Miss to Ms. was supposed to be some, you were announcing that you were a woman that didn't need a man. You know, this is like in the heat of the women's liberation in the 60s and 70s. They're kind of like, call me Ms., not Miss.
Still burning strong today, though. We're still trying to free you, ladies.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, because
Everything old is new again. You might want to resurrect Ms. Magazine.
that's how I learned it from like my teacher. She had MISS that was you weren't married, and then MS was you were married, and then MRS was none of your business. That's what she told me.
It used to be, she's going to get her MRS degree.
MISS is like a younger girl. MS.
Well, that's unmarried.
No, just younger. MS doesn't necessarily mean divorce. It was just older women went by Ms.
You're
instead
probably
of
right.
Miss.
What I recall was that it was also part of that whole women's lib thing where they were like, we're creating a new thing for
Yeah, I
ourselves,
don't
and Ms. Magazine and the whole bit.
I like how with men it's just Mister.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
That's why I was
just
curious.
Mister. You got a wife or anything? Just Mister. Don't worry about it.
But we should fix that. We should come up with our own, like MX or something,
MX?
right? Yeah, MX. You don't need to know about my marital status. I'm MX Cox. Thank you very much.
But what if you are married?
I'm still MX.
I think you should also be a Mrs. I think if you're a married man, you should also go by Mrs.
Mrs. Cox.
Mr.
Please,
is.
please, Mrs. Cox is my mother. You can call me Alan. Let me give you $1,000 here, a chance to go fuel yourself. Listen closely. It's your first of 4 shots today. Well, this afternoon. You've had plenty so far, but I'm going to give you a few more. So good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fuel yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword cash at WMMS.com. That's cash. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
I can only assume that this is how they brought out the Backstreet Boys last night to the screams of tens of thousands of grown-ass women who remember them. Mary comes in today and goes, I was thinking of the show. I didn't blow my voice out. And I literally like turn and look at her. I'm thinking, I have no idea what she's talking about, but maybe it'll come to me. And I didn't. I just stared at you. And now she's showing me her boobs. Oh, it's a Backstreet Boys shirt.
Backstreet Boys shirt. I bought 2.
Yeah, but they didn't even play
Stop.
Bye,
I'm not
bye.
listening to you today. You can't ruin my high. I am on cloud friggin' 9.
I heard
dude.
the opening act covered Kate Bush. That's very of the moment. Were
I
you
wasn't
there for the opener?
opening act. I didn't make it in time for
Some
that.
like solo female I'd never heard of.
Yeah,
opened,
no, I didn't get there for that. But it was
Way to get easy applause that was cover that song right now.
No, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, if
Very
you
of
are
the
an opening
moment.
act for the Boy Street Boys, then you want to make sure people remember you.
The Boy Street Boys.
I don't even care. Say whatever you
Live
want.
from Boy Street. Here we are.
Dude, it was an
Boy
amazing
Street
show.
Boys.
They were so good. Like I was
Were they though?
I have
You
no.
have no
Let's
idea.
let her describe it.
You have no idea.
I literally don't. I have no baseline, so I'm not here to criticize. I'm just curious.
Well, you also have to understand.
Was it sold out?
I don't know because I think what did we say yesterday? We looked it up. It's like 36,000 or something is sold out. And they said the number, I think it was like 28 or something like that.
So
there
close.
was a ton of people there.
Now, what I'm primarily interested in is the interplay between you and your friends who didn't want to spring for the pavilion perks.
Halfway through the show,
They were complaining?
Not complaining, but my one friend looks at us and goes, so maybe those seats would have been worth it. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I've been trying to say. Because we were watching the screens from where we were on the lawn.
They'd never been to Blossom before.
One had only been once. And the other two had been to shows that they didn't really care about. So this being as big of a show for us as it was, I've been listening to Backstreet Boys for 25 years. You know what I mean? My entire life I've been listening to them. And it was great. I loved the way they did it because this was... Their new album came out in 2019, DNA, and then their world tour for DNA was supposed to happen in 2020. So this has been 3 years coming, them touring this album. But I like the way that they did it because from the new album, they only... No!
Nobody wants to hear the new album. Nobody wants to hear
album.
Nobody wants to hear the men...
Hey guys,
the Backstreet Men. They want the Backstreet Boys.
This song's called "Go Get a Beer."
So this is what they did. Each guy,
song's called "Life Insurance Policy."
Each guy took their favorite song and did a solo from it. So off their new album, they only did a portion of the song because they knew what we were there for, you know. So they did that in between some old songs for like the first hour, and then the second hour was 10 to 12 back to back to back number one hits.
Did they do the call?
Back to back to back.
Song.
All right.
They played 10, it was either 10 or 12 straight number one hits from late 90s, early 2000s. And it was like...
And was it in the crowd? Is it Beatlemania where the girls just going crazy?
Oh, we were going psycho.
Was it a lot of women with their daughters?
There were not that many little kids there. It was 99%
grown women ready to give it up.
Yes.
Yeah, they can't bring their cats.
Screaming, soaking wet.
Ready to give it up.
I'm surprised you guys didn't slide down to the pavilion
Dude,
seats.
it was unreal.
It's a hill.
See, that's a weird thing, though. So, like, you go and you watch the Backstreet Boys, and it turns you on.
They're also really
sexually.
good dancers, too,
right?
though.
But I'm saying,
and they've stayed in good shape.
Oh, yeah.
Even like
so hot.
Even if I go and see, like, J-Lo was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions, and she looked great, but I wasn't standing there like, man, I got so hard right now.
No,
like, you have no idea. I am so, like, if I get a stiff breeze, these pants are ruined.
Because you haven't been listening to J-Lo's music for 25 years, and she wasn't your sexual awakening like AJ was for me.
You don't know what his sexual awakening was.
Out of everyone, AJ?
Oh, my bad boy, AJ.
I can understand
AJ's your guy.
AJ's my guy.
Now, our own Corey Roddick, of course, is a wildly crazy New Kids on the Block fan.
Just fine.
And Jordan, I think, is his guy.
Okay.
You're going with AJ.
AJ McClain, babe.
What made him a bad boy? Did he, like, tear
got
Get some
arrested
scruff.
and did cocaine. And had
So, like,
tattoos
regular
and-
rock star stuff.
Well, yeah, for a 90s boy band, yeah, he was pretty hardcore. Everyone else was 15.
Well, they have to be hardcore because their audience is full of girls that are too young for them to do anything with.
Dude, it was...
So that's got to be, boy, you want to talk about a double-edged sword. You're
Yeah.
a massive hit, but you're a grown man, let's face it, but you're on the cover like Tiger Beat and things
But
like
they
this.
weren't.
You're like,
When they really started to blow up, there was one guy, Kevin was 21 when the band first started. Nick was 12, AJ was 14, Brian was 14.
I didn't know they were that young.
They were young.
wait,
Yeah,
they
but
had a 21-year-old dude and the rest of them were 12?
Not 12, they were ranged from 12 to 21. Like,
But they didn't
when they were
hit.
formed.
They didn't hit till they were all older, though.
They were all, yeah, they were all quite a bit older.
Yeah, so...
They were legal, 18-ish.
Yeah, that's
you know?
what, like, when Backstreet's Back, like, that came out, what, 98?
Backstreet, that was off their first album,
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was before that. It might have been 96 or 97.
Now, is the question ever asked, and if not, I'll ask it, where were they?
Oh, they were
If they're
around.
back,
Yeah.
it implies that they were missing. They're back. They're making the big announcement. We're back. I think that's how it goes.
That's exactly the song. We're back.
Honestly, though,
1997.
Yeah, that's what I said. 97.
I'm hit puberty and I'm back.
I like the fact that you
97.
the lead singer was not your favorite because it's the same with me with NSYNC. Justin Timberlake
Wait.
was not my
How do you
favorite.
know who the lead singer
That's what I
is?
was just about to say.
The
Nick
lead
Carter is
sinker,
not the-
please. The lead sinker.
Nick Carter is not the lead singer. Depending on the song, each guy has a different role. Nick sings a lot, but AJ and Nick probably have the most solos out of the two of them. And AJ has like the kind of grungier voice, so he does a lot of the breakdowns and things like that, and the growls. I don't care. I don't think you guys
Does the breakdowns.
I don't think you guys understand that nothing could ruin my mood today. Like,
That's great.
I am on such a. I listen to
You
Backstreet
can't ever
Boys
say
all
that.
morning.
Things can usually ruin your mood. So that's great that you had a good
I
time.
am in a great mood.
Fantastic.
And here's the thing, too. Oh, we got to go to a break. I could do this for an hour. This was my first time seeing them sober, which was huge because
Wait,
I
they were sober or you were sober?
I think they were sober. I was definitely sober.
Does he say, "Oh my God, we're back again"? Is that the first line of the song?
We're back again.
Oh my God, we're back again?
Brothers, sisters, everybody sing.
Huh.
We got to bring the flavor. I'll show you now.
I feel like "back again" is redundant.
Yeah, well, I don't think they were thinking about
Listen,
the
artist
redundancy of their lyrics.
Every artist takes a certain degree of license. I understand that, but
whatever. It was an amazing show. It was
August 11th will be the 25th, 35th anniversary of that album. I don't know what the math is on that.
I was having convulsions in my body. Like when they came out, I couldn't
How'd they come out?
control
Smoke?
myself. I was screaming and jumping, and my arms were shaking.
Well,
and
they
I
haven't
had
all come out yet, but-
chills, and it was incredible.
I just wanted to know what the grand entrance was.
I didn't know the first song that they played.
Did they come
I think it was
through
off
the
their new
floor?
album.
I was going to say, did they have the
No.
little toaster?
It was smoke and mirrors, and then the screen came up, and then they're all like in their
Mirrors?
pose, and
And the place
I thought you
goes
hated
nuts.
magicians.
it was amazing.
Smoke and
It was-
mirrors is a magician
like I
thing.
said, I don't care how many stupid jokes you want to make. This last night was one of the best.
They're
nights I've
grown
had.
men. The new
Okay,
album
that's
is
fine.
Backstreet MX. They're all
Don't even
grown
care.
up.
So good. So good.
I'm glad you had fun. I got no skin in this game. I'm glad that nothing can ruin your day
it
today.
was amazing.
Now you
I
do realize that
am
the three of
up
us will
to
try
the challenge.
Three of us will try to do that now
fine.
for the remainder of the show.
I don't even
but
care.
Now enjoy it, right?
Thank you.
Did your boyfriend get super late when you got home?
He was asleep.
Were you all horned up?
He was asleep. It was 2 a.m. by the time I got home.
So what? You wake him up.
Well, he has to get up for work at 4:30.
So what?
So I'm not going to do that.
He's 2 hours away from getting up. You go, get up.
Get up and stay up and get up.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, congratulations.
It was just absolutely amazing. If you want to see my heartfelt post about watching them sober for the first time, okay.
Where would people find your heartfelt post?
Mary Santora.
I'm sorry, where?
I hate you so much.
Oh my God, I've got a break. All right, 35192. Again, if you want to send a text, AlanCoxShow.com, you want to watch, and you can get to us anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.